So boys and girls, how many of us have ever heard about a book talk before? Raise your hand. So Warner, if you've heard of a book talk, what is a book talk?
A book talk is like when you explain the book to other people.
Absolutely right. Where did you hear a book talk before?
My sister told me about it.
I love it. So boys and girls, I have taken this class and we are going to do a book talk today. And I would like to introduce you to a very, very incredible author and illustrator. He not only is the author who writes the book, but is the illustrator too. And his name is Kevin Hencke. Kevin Hencke has written over 30 books and has award-winning books. For one is this one right here. This one's Kitten's First Full Moon. He wrote this book and has won an award for his book. So today, boys and girls, I want to share a little bit about the author for one thing. Kevin Hencke, when he was a little boy, loved to draw. He loved to draw cartoons. He loved to do art. So he started out drawing, and by the age of 16, he knew that he was going to be an illustrator. An illustrator is somebody who loves to draw. But by the time he was 19 years old, he went to New York and he got his first book published. Unfortunately, boys and girls, we do not have it in our collection. It was called All Alone. So that was the beginning of the end to his doing all his books. I love one of his quotes right here. He said that if we expose students to books and art, nothing can go wrong with that. How many of us love to read books? Raise your hand. How many of us love to draw? So guess what? You guys could maybe become an author and an illustrator of a book someday. Do you remember that book I brought in, you guys? That book about the sad little one that I did? I read that to you. So that was a book, boys and girls, and I was sort of an author and illustrator. So right now, I would like to introduce you to 3 different books, and I have my little characters with it. I'm going to use Bad Kitty as the character in my first book called Kitten's First Moon. Now, when he started out this book, boys and girls, he knew that he was going to do it in black and white, and he knew that he wanted to make the pages look square. So I'm going to read just a couple of the pages, and then we're going to find out what is going to happen at the end by a surprise. Here, little kitty has seen the moon for the first time. He tries to go out and grab at the moon. One day he thought he would grab the moon, but actually all he grabbed was a mouthful of bugs. He'd never seen the moon before, and he thought the moon was a bowl of milk. He jumped and he leaped, and all of a sudden one day he jumped up into a tree, and he looked down, and he thought he saw another bowl of milk. So he tries once again to get that bowl of milk, but he comes out all wet. He goes back to his house, and I'm not going to tell you the end, but when he goes back to his house, he finds a very special surprise. So this book, boys and girls, is one of his books that won the author for the Caldecott Award. My next one is Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. How many of us have read or heard the story before? Raise your hand. Put your hand down. All right, so don't tell the ending to the story. Lily is a little mouse. She has totally fallen in love with her teacher, Mr. Slinger. She said that Mr. Slinger can do no wrong. She does not want to be a doctor, a lawyer. She wants to be a teacher. Well, one day Lily brings in her purse, and it's very annoying. That means it's bothering her teacher. Every time she opens up the purple purse, it starts playing music. Mr. Slinger keeps telling her, "Lily, please put your purse away." Does she listen? No. So he says, "I'm going to take it away, and I will give it back to you at the end of the day." Well, Lily is so upset. She writes Mr. Slinger a note saying, "I do not want to be a teacher ever again." Well, that night, she picks up her purse, and inside is a very special surprise that she gets from her teacher. But this is where you have to figure it out by checking out one of his books. The third one is Owen, and Skippy John Jones is playing the character of Owen. Owen is this sweet, darling little mouse. How many of us have something very special that we love to sleep with at night? Well, guess what? He not only likes to sleep with his blanket, he likes to take it everywhere. Owen is just incredible. He carries it everywhere, and poor Mom tries to wash the blanket, but Owen just can't let go of it. So they have a neighbor. This neighbor has a great idea. When he goes to bed at night, let's have the fairy blanket come. Take his blanket and put something inside that's a lot nicer. Well, guess what? Owen hears this. So when he goes to bed, he tucks it in his pajamas. The next morning, Mom and Dad wake up, and guess what? The fairy blanket has not come. What are they to do? Again, the neighbor comes up with a better idea. Let's put some vinegar on the side of the blanket. Owen hears this, and guess what he does? He goes out to his sandbox. He rolls and he rolls his blanket in the mud so it doesn't smell like vinegar anymore. What is Mom and Dad to do? Well, guess what? It's time for Owen to go to school. What are they going to do? They can't let Owen take the blanket to school with him. So Mom comes up with the best idea. And this is where you are going to have to figure it out. Let's guess right now. Raise your hand if you think you have an idea of what Mom did with this blanket.
I know.
Oh, Dominic?
I know.
What do you think happened?
It happened that when he goes to school, they'll put it somewhere where he can't find it.
Okay, anybody else have a prediction about the ending of their story? Jackson? What's that? Oh, don't tell. Don't tell. If you know the ending, don't tell. Okay? Lily, what do you think is going to happen at the
I
end?
think at the end, he's not going to earn the books because they're not really allowed to bring things to school.
So boys and girls, if you are interested in any of these books, you can not only find it in the Everyone, but you can also find it in the fiction under H-E-N. The first three letters, like I told you, is N. All right, thank you so much. All right.